It can be overwhelming. I just realized, actually, Superman versus the Flash, a matchup that Superman would sort of dominate in the neutral, especially pre-patch. But we talk about the patch a lot because it affects many of these characters that our players use in Path to Pro. Superman versus the Flash. You've got the Flash, who has kept much of his aggression, and Superman, whose wake-up game across the board is now weaker. So now when Flash finally closes in that space, he has a little bit more of an easier time defending, dealing damage to Superman because those wake-ups aren't as good as they used to be, which might be a big matchup changer. We're just about to find out. It sounds to me like the players are ready to go. We're going to find out. It is going to be the Flash again.
Versus Bizarro. Okay. Premiere shader for Superman now coming out through. Gonna get some funky voice lines and blue laser beams and fire instead of ice breath.
I'm a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of these Premiere skins, I gotta say. Grid is my personal favorite because I like robots that are just jerks.
I mean, that's kind of true, to be fair.
Now, Flash versus Superman. I hope they let the intros rock.
Oh, they are.
Bizarro.
I'm not sure I get your question.
Bizarro no give question, ask statement.
Ran right into that one, didn't I?
Begin.
Well,
Oh dear.
Bizarro. We'll see what happens here. It's going to be Flash immediately caught by the second low.
That was also no hit confirm. Happypow starting off with a brave stuff.
That was a great last-minute cross-up block, actually, from Asodimazze. Already fantastic start for Happypow. And, oh, okay, can't quite shake that one off.
And here's that full screen game that Superman does so well, jumping straight into the lasers, alternating it between the straight shot and the sweeping shot. You really have to be on your toes on the defense to get around that, but Happypow playing well so far. Oh, there's the delay though. Look at the damage these lasers do when he's in the trait. Ouch!
This is the change, you know, we saw Happypow close in the space once, and there's a whiff punish. Clean whiff punish into the trait, and air tech, not going to be possible, but here comes the big damage. There's the reset, and wow, caught by the low!
Wow!
Just dead outright. No full combo here, just a plain old reset.
Happypow with the knowledge on when to go for these setups, and it's going to work like a charm, but Asodimazze manages to air dash his way out. There's the delay. Oh, no punish on the lightning kick. Now, all of this will be plus on block. The 4-2-3 breath or the meter burn forward 3, they're all going to be hard to defend. And there's a full combo whiff punish! That magical jump, having to use the clash.
Bizarro hug, new friend.
I'll punch you into the next universe.
I mean, that really is how much damage, though, Flash wants to get down on you. If you manage a trait and a bar of meter used, that's like 600 damage, 700 damage if you want to spend a second one. Like, you have to clash early if you're there.
Or it's just going to be a straight on reset into more damage potentially. And there we go. Now Asodimazze and the last minute cross up. I wonder if next time we're going to see a delayed wake up, but in this game it's not likely that he's going to even have a chance. Tries to go for a full combo, but at this stage he's done so much. And wow, the increased speed, actually the buff heavily benefiting him there. Asodimazze.
Look at the patience from Asodimazze, though. He just sat there and was waiting to block the whole time. But Happypow tried to use it. I mean, do you think perhaps he tried to use the Speed Force to try and almost like bait a wake-up out of it?
I have no doubt that the Speed Force was trying to bait, but hang on a minute. You're against Superman, and your back is against the wall. He could totally win on this.
I mean, he's got the bar. He has 2 to go. There's a wake-up from Happypow. Chip damage. Is it going to do enough? No, not quite.
Asodimazze still
Anything
in this.
here. If he gets hit by anything.
Oh, he's still alive! Oh no, the slowest scoop in the universe! Oh my days, he can still win!
Is that going to punish? Oh, even if he blocked it, would have killed. Does quite a lot of damage on block. Happypow. I mean, Happypow looks like he really is feeling himself at the moment. All these setups have been on point. You know, the trickiness, he's yet to drop any of it.
It's kind of weird, really, because he's known to be this European execution god. But in tournament, he's been known to crack a little bit and not have the execution that we know and love him for. In this tournament particularly, it does not seem to be as bad, but here we go. We did say that Asodimazze has a really powerful Dr. Fate, and he's been practicing it for the finals as a backup. Now, we've watched many of those of you that watch YouTube, no doubt you've been watching Honeybee face off against OMGX Bidon as many times as you have. This is a matchup that seems like the second Flash closes in the space, he's in a good spot because it's a single hitting wake up Ank push, but Dr. Fate, when you're micromanaging as well as top Dr. Fates can, it is a minefield to navigate.
Still that first bar, there's the running man stance trying to bait it out. But the thing is, how much experience can Asodimazze have with this Dr. Fate? You say he's been practicing it for finals, but how much experience can he have against top level competition with it?
And there's another reset going in for the knockdown right there. But yeah, really, I've actually not really seen Asodimazze use Dr. Fate that much, so the question is how prepared is his Dr. Fate going to be? We'll soon see.
Oh, yeah, goes straight into the orbit, is ready to hit confirm it. Building that space.
Oh, wow! Just sliding under all of it.
Really trying to just set up that wall, the Ank, just to stop him from coming in.
Now, this is one of those magic elements, is that the orb that you freeze in the air, it does force Flash to sort of go for a slide after his charge. And there we go, the repositioning in the wall. Here comes instant jump. There we go, looking really strong, but dropping the final combo.
Oh,
could have won the round.
In the process too, that could be bad. There's the charge to avoid all the yanks. Oh, there's the overhead. There we go, wow, yeah. Happypow definitely should be dead in this situation, but Asodimazze dropping his combo has basically lost him this entire life bar.
Yeah, that's the danger. It's actually going to be a bit of a testament as to why you have to make sure the execution is on point. They trade it off, and actually a good trade for Happypow because the interactable just disappeared for no damage done.
Still though, Asodimazze has all that screen behind him, lots of resource to work with, and this orb just sitting there waiting for him to build these anks up behind him. Oh!
Wake up, Ank. I'm not sure that was intentional.
Oh, instant jump one. Asodimazze has been on point with these air-to-airs.
Now, he's got 3 Anks. Only needs 1 more of those, and he's going to sort of get that increased juggle. But does he have the chance? Forced to use the Clash. It's going to remove the Anks.
I'd rather face...
Happypow can actually hurt him here if he wants to spend all 4, but I don't think he's likely to do it. No, not spending anything. Happypow, you know, he wants to save that bar. Flash with bar means he can reset you to death.
Especially at this life. You know, if he's got Asodimazze in a great situation, there's a background bounce inbound too. Forced to stop his advance there. Didn't want to go right into an Ank. So would have comboed off that.
There's the plus frames. Happypow disrespecting. Space in between. This is what Asodimazze needs to keep hold of. Oh, this could be hard for him. There we go, yeah. Meter burn shots is going to do the trick. And 4 bars on the side of Happypow. Unfortunately, going down with all that super meter.
Now, when you close in the space, you've got to make sure that your offense counts for something. Unfortunately, we did see a couple of combo drops from both of them. I think it's going to be almost inevitable at this level that there's so much going on at any given point that these drops might take effect. But does Happypow go back to Flash, or now does he switch to Black Adam? And I think that's why, you know, it's how much projectiles Dr. Fate can establish on the screen at any given moment. Even though the Flash, when he closes in space, has great reward, really, you still need to get in first. And Dr. Fate's zoning is heavily underrated.
Indeed, and it just gets better. The longer the game is well, played at this level, the longer the players have to really establish that full-screen game, and Dr. Fate is getting better and better at it as we go down.
He's one of those characters that the longer the game would progress, he was just going to naturally become stronger, I think, because you need to be able to micromanage, like, really efficiently, and that's just not something every player is able to do, especially early on, you know, but this character, Dr. Fate, starting to become in the limelight just a little bit more these days, and there we go. Asodimazze looking a bit more comfortable, but here comes Happypow again. There's a full screen confirmed too, ending in corner positioning too. Oh! Meter burn forward 3, huge amount of damage coming through now. Spends another bar, but no, he drops his combo! That actually might be very, very punishing. Happypow's execution starting to let him down here, but still has a nice strong lead. Asodimazze gets an opening. This is Dr. Fate. That could have been a full combo, but no, he messes it up. Definitely tried to go for the 1-1-2 into the red Ank drop there for the meterless combo, but didn't get the Ank drop. Clean jumping. Wow, full screen too. Here comes Aso again, trying to go in for the push. Oh! That's looking good though. Mid-screen, barely any life left though. I'm not quite sure how long Happypow will be able to hold on to this, but no! Sandbag from above, that'll do enough. Right to the face. With a dive kick as well, that was violent. I know. Still though, Asodimazze back to the corner. Is this something we want to be as Dr. Fate? Oh, he knows that's going to detonate and launch. Happypow is ready to confirm it. Yeah, Aso unfortunately just walking right into that one. Forced to use his Clash as well, using a bunch of bar. Has to use at least 2 if he wants to get health back. If Happypow spends meter, but it's unlikely. Yeah, just one. Good read on both parts. No reason for Happypow to give up that final bar, but Aso knowing he wasn't going to spend it. There's that full screen game. Black Adam not helpless from back here, but Dr. Fate a little bit trickier, I suppose, but there we go. Every single time this Black Magic's hit, it's going to get him some chip damage, which is going to build Happypow some meter. Speaking of meter though, 4 bars inside of Asodimazze, but Clash for Happypow. Spends 2, but there's the reset. Still has access to his meterless launchers. That 2-2 back 1 still launches for no bar. So even though you can't Black Magic, you still do have an option. And here comes Happypow. I'm expecting if he loses as Dr. Fate here, he's likely to go back to Superman, I think. Oh, and there's that dive kick, that's going to do it. I mean, again, another one of those guaranteed death situations. The orb's doing so much damage just for being near you. That's why we see Black Adams do that so much. They'll pop the orbs, just dive kick, just to get that damage on board. This is going to take Happypow up to 2-1. I think it shows why having multiple characters is quite important, because the Flash can beat Dr. Fate for sure. But if you have a high-level Black Adam at your disposal as well, so you can just make that job a little bit easier, and you're not forcing yourself into a matchup that may be a bit harder to achieve. But actually, never mind. Asodimazze is sticking with Dr. Fate this time.
He looks a little bit more comfortable with Dr. Fate than he did Superman, to be fair. And obviously, if he does win this one with... even if he does win this one, you know, with Dr. Fate, and it goes to 2-2, we're going to still potentially see... even if we were, if he were to swap to Superman and then win this game, that would just give Happypow the opportunity to go back to Flash anyway. So maybe it's kind of future-proofing this set if he can.
No, he's not going to be able to get as much of a combo off that meatless black magic full screen again, which is another change, but I think that's it. Happypow is using it to sort of take the plus frames and establishing a trap rather than anything guaranteed, but wow, caught by the dive kicker, that's a full combo.
Not to end it. I mean, Happypow is consistently not doing that final hit.
Hang on, that was so dirty!
Push blocking him onto the orb. Happypow with the tricky stuff coming through now.
Injustice 1 says hello, sir.
Oh, there's the overhead. Asodimazze goes down. Oh, that's a full combo.
He's going to go for damage here. There's the hard knockdown. Guarantees pressure. Really nice, well played, actually. And here comes the sequence.
Corner combo corners himself, though. Nice block damage. Orbs, that will do enough. And that's match point for Happypow to move on over Asodimazze.
That's a good sequence from Aso, but that is the danger. His back is now to the wall. He's going to be in a big trouble here.
Oh, treading bar for bar, but the unblockable prevails.
Oh, tries to back two anti-air, probably expecting the dive kick to come through a bit earlier than it did.
I love the attempt, just poorly timed, unfortunately, but the important thing is he's paying attention. He's not trying to let Happypow dive kick for free.
Oh, yeah.
Just missed.
Ever so slightly. Trying to whiff punish. Pressing buttons afterwards. That's not unsafe. He just pressed a button. And I don't think Happypow was ready for that last-minute change of position there.
Tries to trip guard instead of anti-air. Good blocks from Aso. Oh, there's another whiff. Orbs completely nullified. Asodimazze throwing a little bit of a lifeline here. Has 2 bars to work with. Can definitely bring this life back, but it's going to be difficult from this range.
It is very much going to be harder to establish an orb against Black Adam, though, because of that fast, low lightning.
I mean, right there, the black magic triggers that auto block, so if he does want to sit there, it's just going to build Happypow so much meter, but nice, quick 2-hit juggle there. Could have got a little bit more, but still, now has the life lead.
He's got to watch out. Happypow's got super. He's got super. Will he spend it?
Uh-oh.
Now he can't. Aso just needs one more hit. Oh, the whiff! Hang on! Aso, the forward 2 push guaranteed because Happypow was just a bit too minus. And, I mean, wow, a game 5. I was almost ready for Happypow to take that one because he had such an amazing start.
Happypow sat on his bar, though. Again, we're actually seeing that quite a lot today, where players are opting to keep hold of all 4 until potentially a little bit too late. And I know hindsight's a wonderful thing, but still, if you have the bar to, use your utility just to get in. I mean, this is Black Adam. Having bar means meter burn dive kicks, which means full screen plus frames. And I know maybe he's hesitant because he doesn't want to dive kick it into a projectile, but he's kind of not even threatening with it at the moment. So Asodimazze is able to just throw these projectiles for free because Happypow isn't really conditioning him to worry about these dive kicks anymore.
Especially seeing as Asodimazze hasn't gone for a lot of orbs, probably for that reason.
Do you think that Happypow was almost trying to be a little bit too swaggy and is just trying to get that super finish?
I don't know, but unfortunately, even though he has such an amazing game now, we are down to a game 5, and Asodimazze are on the verge of moving on with this Dr. Fate pick.
Happypow sticking with Black Adam, though, going to bet it all and win a side. Black Adam now.
That jumping 1 active for so long, a nice tool to sort of check Black Adam in the air, but there's a full combo. You can forward 2, 2 and 1 into your trait. And there we go. Amazing read right there. I mean, that's one thing many people don't know. You can hold your 3 input when you do down forward 3 on an Ankh, and it sends the Ankh forward much further than normal. And there we go, there's the catch. That's why he hasn't been going for so many dive kicks. Doesn't want to go right into an orb and take 3 damage.
That's going to be a full combo of Happypow. Spends a bar. How much is he going to get? No, he drops the ender.
Clean jump.
Yeah, clean jump in, though. Going to connect at the very least. Not too much of a disaster here. Actually manages to bring himself the life lead, too.
It almost feels like a game of chicken. And wow, full combo, the Ankh drop to guarantee the down forward 1. It's match point for Asodimazze, but with a little bit of health left, which is briskly taken away. Match point both players.
I mean, Asodimazze was looking very slow and a little bit shaky at the start with Dr. Fate, but every match he plays him, he's getting more and more confident. Now we're seeing some of the Dr. Fate trickiness come into play, and it's making a big difference here. Asodimazze 1 life bar left to send Happypow down to lower bracket, but still, Happypow fighting back.
The second Dr. Fate has even a 1 Ankh when he's in traded mode. He becomes so dangerous. That meterless damage, the meterless plus frames, the jailing, the pressure. But Asodimazze gets tagged again. Look at how much bar he has, though, but he's not having a chance to spend any of it. You just talked about how players being too greedy with meter makes them pay.
Oh, he has to be so careful now. If he gets hit by anything, he's going to die. There's the bounce cancel. Really good read, but a clash coming out from Happypow.
It went through the push block as well. Like, that was a read on push block, and he was successful, but I don't know. The second he gets one by, I mean, look at the trait. He's in so much danger.
There's the orbs. Oh, and there's not much he can do about that. The orb into dive kick once again. Going to win another game for Happypow. I mean, that was just well played all around, honestly. Asodimazze swapping to Dr. Fate, looking very shaky at the start, but progressively looking better and better the longer it went on. But ultimately, Happypow, I mean, Black Adam, what can you say? He just has a good Black Adam, and he knew how to make it work.
Now, you mentioned being greedy with bar and keeping a bit too much meter is a big deal for that. We saw it in both games. The next to final game with Happypow, but then again, in many ways worse with Asodimazze, where he had, I think, 2 to 3 chances to clash early on, and he had all that bar, and Happypow had nothing. There was no reason to just go, right, I'm going to give myself free life, I'm going to reset to full screen, and he opted not to at any point, you know, and by the time he had meter to clash, it was pretty much too late. So, I'm going to ask both you guys, would you have clashed earlier on? You know, do you think it was necessary there, or do you sort of agree with Asodimazze's decision to keep it all until the very end?
I think it really comes down to what you're feeling in the moment and what you think you can do with that bar, right? Because clashing early is always the safe move. Clashing early is, I want to get as much health back as possible now before I lose any more. Choosing to not clash is telling your opponent, I'm holding this bar because I want to kill you with it. I want this bar to do as much damage as possible so I can just get a hit. It's almost like a show of confidence, right? That I'm not clashing for a reason. I know I should be clashing, but I'm not going to because I want to keep this bar for damage. But that's definitely a Happypow thing to do. Whether it's an Asodimazze thing to do, I'm not so sure. Like, what really dictates that decision for you, right? You know, if you're in that tournament situation and your opponent doesn't clash when they probably should, and you see that they don't, what does that tell you as a player?
It tells me I should be looking to punish them for that, and that's exactly what Happypow did. I mean, Black Adam has one of the best tools to punish you for that in the low lining, because if he EXs it, it's 22%, and it's completely unclashable, and that's what we saw at the end. We saw 2 EX lightning, that adds to a full combo.
It's 500 damage, right? Or near enough. That's a significant amount of life.
And then he's in a position where I can try and force a clash by taking a hit, but he might just stagger hits and die.
And that's basically what we saw.
The final question, while we get into our next match, we saw him stick with Dr. Fate when he did have a Superman. Do you think that was because he just must have felt really confident going with Dr. Fate? Because he did look really strong with Dr. Fate. Or do you think a pick to Superman would have been a bit more beneficial against Black Adam specifically?
I think it may have been beneficial for Black Adam, but I think Asodimazze wasn't comfortable playing Superman versus Flash, and that's why he chose to stick with Dr. Fate, so he could, even though he wasn't comfortable as much with the character, he'd be comfortable against Happypow's selection of characters.
Plus, you're always taking into account just like personal comfort. Even though, you know, quote unquote, Superman might be a better character overall, that doesn't necessarily mean that just because that's the case that you might prefer playing them, you know, or you might be better with them.
Disgusting,
I mean, yeah,
by the way.
that push block onto the orb was one of the dirtiest things we've seen so far. But even though Superman might be a better character on paper overall, sort of in the community's eyes, if you feel better with Dr. Fate, you know, if you feel more confident and comfortable with that character, then you can make things happen that you might not be able to do with the other character. And I think that's kind of what we saw a little bit from Asodimazze. Or you can just be Happypow and be equally as confident in both of your characters, which I think was a big deciding factor, is that both Happypow's Flash and his Black Adam were both really powerful and clearly well practiced.